Hello and welcome to Sangria Sundays. I am your host, Ciaran, our Plum Deluxe Marketing Communications Coordinator and also resident tea cocktail aficionado. So today I'm gonna be telling you how to make an Arnold Palmer iced tea sangria. But first, if you really enjoy tea cocktail recipes, tea sangrias, tea mocktails, then you should check out our new ebook, which you can download for free. It has recipes for all of those things, and you can find it at plumdeluxe.com/cocktails. So this recipe that I'm going to show you today is in that book, along with a lot of others. But let's get started on this one. So, like I said, it's an Arnold Palmer iced tea sangria. So an Arnold Palmer is just iced tea and lemonade mixed together. But then we're gonna add wine and fruit and make it a sangria. So it's gonna be extra fun. Really good and refreshing for just hanging out in your backyard during the summer or taking to a picnic or a party outdoors. It's gonna be delicious. So what we're gonna need is we're gonna need white wine, and I have just a nice Blanc. It's a white wine blend from one of our local wineries. I like something a little on the sweeter, sweet to dry side. For a sangria recipe, I think a little sweeter works real nice, but you can use whatever you have that you enjoy. You're also gonna need 2 cups of iced black tea. And you can use just about any tea you want that you would, like, think about what would go well with a lemon and go with that. I really like the teas in our Royale line for this, as well as a lot of our fruity black teas for summer. So I'm actually going to use our pomegranate punch decaf black tea today. It's got lots of fruity notes, little hint of floral in there. I think it's going to go really great with the lemonade and the wine on this. You're also going to want lemonade. So we have our own old-fashioned lemonade mix here at Plum Deluxe now. So I'm going to make our lemonade today from this. You can also, I mean, if you are into making fresh squeezed lemonade, you can go ahead and use your own lemonade that you make. You can use store-bought lemonade. But this is a great, quick, shelf-stable option to have around. And it tastes amazing. And it's not too sweet either. You're also going to want a melon of some kind. Cantaloupe or honeydew are what I recommend for this. Watermelon is maybe not quite the right flavor, but your cantaloupes or your honeydews are going to be real good for this recipe. And then you'll also want a lemon. And then to top it off, I've got some mint and lemon balm fresh picked from my garden this morning. So let's get going on this recipe. The first thing we're gonna do, well, actually the first thing that I already did was I cold brewed some iced tea. So I will show you here. This is our tea. I have been cold brewing it overnight. This is the pomegranate punch, and I just put, how much did I do? I put a lot in here. No, I think so. This is about 64 ounces, and I put 5 nice heaping tablespoons, because I just used a regular spoon. Just about 5 heaping spoonfuls of tea leaves into here, filled it with cold water, and put it out in my refrigerator overnight. So I did already drink some, but fortunately we only need 2 cups of it for this recipe. So this is already made. So I'm going to set that back aside. And the next thing we're going to do is make our lemonade. So I'm going to get this extra little pitcher here. And we actually only need 1 cup of lemonade for this recipe. So to do that, so this is about 2 tablespoons to 3/4 cup water. We need 1 cup. So I'm going to use about 2.5 tablespoons of this for our 1 cup of water. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. There we go. grab my spoon and my water. And we're just gonna mix this up right in this little pitcher here. So we're gonna do, what did I say, 2.5. So 1, 2, and 1.5. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, just do it to your taste. Close this up because I am a messy human who spills things. Okay, so this is a cup of fresh filtered water. I'm just going to pour this right on in here. And we're going to give it a stir. Just so everything dissolves. All right. So we have our tea made, we have our lemonade, we have our wine. So we need to cut up the fruit. So I'm going to set this aside again. And now that that is made, and I'm going to go ahead and work on cutting up our fruit. And I'm going to be putting it in a nice big clean pitcher here, which I have just washed. You can tell it's washed because it's still wet. I'm going to move my wine as well. Let's just switch these out. Let's just switch these out. So I'm probably only going to use about half of this melon. I think we want about 2 cups of melon chunks is what the recipe says, which I think is probably going to be about half the melon. So I am going to try to cut this melon in half without tipping this entire table over. This is not my forte. And now the knife is stuck. If you would like a hack, go buy pre-cut melon. They had none at the store, or I would be doing that right now. But pre-cut fruit is great because no one knows that it came pre-cut. Oh dear. This is not a great angle for cutting fruit. What are your tips for cutting melons? Please let me know in the comments. I feel like I'm Jenna at Uncrafty right now. Welcome to Unfruity with Ciaran. There we go. Gosh, I should have cut this in half earlier. Would have saved me some embarrassment. Okay. It's free, and it's beautiful, and I only want like half of it, so which half do I use? Oh, it smells so nice. I'm going to use this half, and I'm going to set this half aside. Okay. Now I think, wow, it's been a while since I've done this. I think this is the part of the show where I scoop the seeds out. Because nobody wants a seedy sangria. Alright, just scoop those out. Goodbye. Get these. Whoop. Yep, I see you there. Oh, I see you too. You tried to escape. You didn't make it. Okay. And now, I'm trying to figure out how to cube this. So you want to go for bite-sized pieces, because this is all going to go in your sangria, and you're going to be then putting the fruit into your glasses to serve it, and people usually end up eating the fruit. I mean, I do, because it's been soaking in wine and tea and other really delicious things, and it tastes so good. So, so we're going to be aiming for, you know, roughly bite-sized chunks. I'm probably making some people really nervous right now with my melon cutting non-skills. Sorry. Sorry, this is not my zone of genius. I'm just gonna try to cut this out of the rind. Since it's a honeydew melon, I can't really tell where the rind and the fruit end and begin, so that's fun. But I don't want any rind in my sangria, so let's see. That's pretty good. All right, I think maybe I'm just gonna do this now. Doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to be delicious, is what I keep telling myself. So, some chunks of melon, maybe taste a little bit. Not melon. It's not mysteriously some other fruit. Okay, this is gonna be so nice and refreshing, which is great because it has been really hot lately. Okay, get this other piece in here. So yeah, I'd say that's actually probably about a cup that I just did. So maybe we will only need 1/4 of the melon. Who knows? Oh, slippery little melon. Okay, here we go. So I'm curious, tell me in the comments, if you would please, how your summer's going, what you have been drinking to keep yourself cool, what are your favorite tea, cocktail, and sangria recipes, that I may make them myself and try them. Okay. I'd say that's about good. So, let's see. This will just get eaten later. We'll put you over here. Whoop. Grab a paper towel. Okay, so that is our 2 cups of melon chunks. And then we're gonna do 1 lemon, nice and sliced up. And for that I'm gonna use a smaller knife that is not as unwieldy. And I'm just gonna do slices and then halves, I think. I guess I could have just halved the lemon in the first place. That might have been easier. You know, you cut the lemon however you want to cut the lemon. I am not going to judge you. It's 1 1/2. You know what? Maybe, since it's just 1 lemon, I will do quarters. There we go. Some nice lemon quarters in there. Because then that'll be easy to fit into people's glasses. Look real nice. Okay. Just get that whole thing in there. And this little end is just rind. Sorry. Okay, so we have our fruit already. Put it right there. So next we are going to do the lemonade and the tea and a little bit of simple syrup and our wine. So let's see, so our lemonade is already measured out. So we've got our 1 cup of lemonade that we're just gonna pour right on in there. And then actually gonna do the simple syrup next, I think. So simple syrup, if you have never made it before, it's just a combination of sugar and water. Actually have some recipes for it On our blog, there's a recipe for it in the ebook with all the tea, sangria, and cocktail recipes, which you can download. You can also buy it at the store. This stuff was made with natural sugar, which is why it's a little bit more of a dark caramelly color, but you can make it with white sugar and it'll be clear. So we just want to put in, how much simple syrup? About a 1/4 cup. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. And you can do this to taste too. You can always add more of this later. You can also, if you want, use our honey dust, our maple dust, our vanilla sugar dust. I think the maple dust would actually be really good in this. Let's see. We got that in there, and then we need 2 cups of the iced tea. So I am just gonna measure it into here. And I love this pitcher because the lid strains out the tea leaves, which is great because I love to just throw the leaves right on into the pitcher on their own. So pour that right on in there. It's getting a nice little blush color. And then I'm going to open up my wine and try not to make a mess everywhere. So we're also going to do 2 cups of our white wine. And like I said, I like wine that's a little on the sweeter side for this. But whatever you like as a white wine is probably going to work just fine for this recipe. And the nice thing is you only need 1 or 2 cups of everything. So this is actually a really easy recipe to double. If you wanted to make a big batch of it, it doesn't use up too many of any one ingredient. Yeah, a little frothy there. Okay, 2 cups. So it's about half a bottle of wine for that. So I am not doubling this recipe at this time. I guess I could. I don't think my pitcher could handle it actually. It'd need a bigger pitcher. All right, put our wine right here. And then we are gonna go ahead and give everything a good stir before I add in my lemon balm and mint. This is already smelling so good. So the lemonade and then the lemon slices in here really give a nice citrusy punch. The melon is going to be a really refreshing fruity flavor. And then it's a really fruity black tea that we're using in here too. So this is going to have some great flavors to it. I'm going to go ahead and grab these and just kind of got a bunch of lemon balm and mint that I just picked this morning. I'm just going to kind of break them apart and pop them on in here. Ooh, get them in there. Oh, they smell really nice. So this will be a nice little herbaceous nuance to our sangria. And lemon balm has that natural, like, lemony flavor to it already. Mint is so refreshing. And lemon balm and mint are actually in the same family, so they play nicely together. All right, so we are going to put this in the fridge overnight. I always recommend that you let your sangria sit 4 to 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, or overnight in the fridge. Just lets all the flavors really meld together nicely. And so you have a nice smooth flavor then when you go to serve it. So we are going to take this away and be back soon with the power of the internet. Okay, welcome back. Our sangria has been sitting in the fridge. It is gotten nice and steeped, and all the flavors have hopefully melted nicely. So I have gone ahead and pulled some of the fruit out of here and put it in my glass along with some ice. So this is how I recommend serving your sangria, is fruit and ice in a glass. So I always try to get a little bit of all the fruits. So I've got some melon, I've got some lemon, some melemon, a little bit of the lemon balm and mint in there as well. So I'm gonna pour a little bit in. And I'm not gonna pour myself a real big glass. But here we go. You can see it's got a nice sort of pale blush color to it from the tea and the lemonade and the wine all mixed together. It smells amazing. Oh, you get the whiff of the mint and the lemon balm in there with the lemon and the tea and the honeydew melon. Oh, that is delicious. Yeah. And at this point, too, if you taste it and you think it could be a little sweeter, it's not quite sweet enough for me, you can go ahead and stir in a little bit more simple syrup if you would like. But yeah, the lemonade, too, just adds a little bit of sweetness. And it adds a really nice citrusy kick to the tea. So yeah, this is wonderful. Very refreshing, very great for sitting out by the pool or sitting out with a book or just hanging out with some folks and enjoying your summer. So, yeah, with that, thank you for joining us for Sangria Sunday. Don't forget to go to plumdeluxe.com/cocktails and download our ebook all about tea cocktails, mocktails, and sangrias for superb sipping. So thank you, and cheers.